Hi! So, I want to make a video about my skincare products of choice. There's a lot of them. Like, I just wrangled up all of them from like my drawers in my bathroom, and I'm kind of shocked at how much stuff I have and actually use, because there's some things that are like in my bathroom that I really don't use very often. And there's still a lot here. So, let's just get into it. What would be first? Okay, so one of my favorite brands is Roche. I probably said that wrong, or at least not entirely correct. But the Effaclar line is like the acne-based one, and I have acne-genic skin. Right now it's kind of more normal, slightly combo. Sometimes it's very oily, sometimes it's oily with a lot of dryness. If it's winter, I live in a dry climate, so you never know. Right now it's pretty normal with a little bit of oily T-zone. And then acne prone. Right now my skin's super clear for it. It's clear for the way it normally is, and I guess that's basically my skin type. I'm in my 20s, early 20s, so there you go. But anyways, the Effaclar line is the acne one. They have like an aging one, and then they have like the sun protection line or whatever. This is the deep cleansing foaming cream, which I actually don't love that much. It's good right now when I remove a full face of makeup with my trusty Clarisonic. Oh my god, it's dripping on me. Oh, okay, well, I like this with the Clarisonic, but not in the winter, because in the winter it just turns my face into like flake zone, which makes sense. It's called deep cleansing, so there you go. But this one, the Purifying Foaming Gel, is fantastic. It's super gentle, but cleans really well. It foams up, but not, you know, like rabies foam, you know. So it foams up enough where you feel like it's really doing an effective job at cleaning, but it's not excessive. And this is a brand new one because I love it that much. This is still the first one of this because I can't use it in the winter, but this is great. I love it. Really good with the Clarisonic, because you can't use like a scrubby cleanser with the Clarisonic. The any sort of like abrasive pieces will get into the bristles and then you'll be sad. But this is really good for that. And it's not too expensive. I can't tell you exactly how much it costs, but I want to say like $24, $25, and I get most of these products through skinstore.com, which not only offers free shipping over $49 in the US, they also do like 15-20% off promotions through most of the store most of the time, and they're usually like 10, 15, 12% cash back through Ebates. So it's a really great place to buy skincare products because there's a lot of like benefits to doing that. Which, by the way, a product that I don't have a full size of yet, but I'm going to get one because I really liked the sample, was the Paula's Choice 2% BHA lotion. Yes, it's really good. So, there you go. So another skincare brand that I love is Lush. And at first I was kind of on the fence about trying it because I love their bath bombs and stuff, but the skincare being like all natural and that sort of thing was a little weird for me, a little strange. Not in a bad way, but I mean, it's a little weird. It's a little out there when you're used to using like just generic chemicals. So I finally made the plunge and I love it. I think it's fantastic. So the first one that I use is Herbalism, which is their oily, acne-prone skin cleanser. And this has, it's ground almonds for exfoliation. And then I think there is, oh, there's no tea tree. I'll get to the tea tree. But this is what it looks like, you guys. It's green and goopy, and it seriously smells to me like an Asian marinade because it's got like rice vinegar and stuff in it. I don't know. Smells super weird, but now the smell's really grown on me and I kind of love it a lot. So there you go. But I really like this, and it's gentle but cleansing, and so I really like using it in the morning. I don't think it would be effective to remove like makeup, but when my face is already clean of makeup, it's just sort of like nighttime oil and skin buildup and stuff. I think that's really good to use to clean it off. And also, it's not like a chemical product that's going to make me susceptible to the sun that's shining all over my face right now. So it's good for daytime if I'm not going to be like loading up on sunscreen later. There you go. Then after that, or after cleansing my face in general, I go in with the tea tree water toner, which has tea tree oil, obviously, and then grapefruit and juniper berry. And basically I just spray this all over my face. I go to town. And if it's in the summer, I like to keep this in the fridge and then spray it on when I'm like dying of heat exhaustion. and it's very refreshing, but it's not hot enough for that yet, so I'm just keeping it in my bathroom. But that's really fun. Like that. And then I also like the Grease Lightning Spot Cleanser. So again, it's a tea tree oil-based product. And then this also has witch hazel in it. And so it says that it's a spot treatment, but I use it sort of as an all-over treatment gel, especially because, one, I always hear that, like, if you have a spot, the area around it is also going to be spotty very soon. So if there's one, there's more coming. So I like to use it all over. And then also, compared to other spot treatments that I use, which I'll get to in a second, it's much more gentle. It doesn't dry out my skin. Again, not super susceptible to sunlight like a benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid product. So I like to use it all over. And then I go in with a moisturizer, but blah, 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 whatever. Then, this is actually empty. I used it all, which is good because this only lasts, like, not even a month. This lasted 20 days for expiration, which is one of my biggest pet peeves about Lush products, is that they expire quickly. But they're all natural, so what can you do? It's like a trade-off. But this is the Cupcake Fresh Face Mask. Thank you, Lush, for making a difficult to say product. But it's chocolate, and it smells like chocolate and mint. Not like, well, kind of, in a way that I would want to eat. But yeah, it's not like edible chocolate. Like, I've used a face mask that smells like chocolate pudding, literally. This is more like a chocolate minty skincare thing, or like bath product. So not like necessarily you want to eat it, but it does smell like chocolate. And it looks like chocolate, and you slap it on your face, and it's kind of weird. You keep it in the fridge, so you can only pick these up at Lush stores. You can't do them online, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, what do we do for beauty, right? So I do really like this. It was like $7 for this pot, which isn't big. I was like, oh, okay, I thought this was cheap, but clearly. But it did last me a really long time. I got probably 6 uses out of it. In fact, I thought I was going to use up the whole thing at one point in time, and I was like, I can't even slather all of this on my face. I need to just wait and save some for another one. So yeah, I still think relatively good value. Lush products aren't cheap, but I think they're good value. So there you go. And for all natural, you know. And I feel like using all natural products, my skin's more like accepting of them. Like my skin's ready to absorb it and be like, oh, okay, this is totally fine, instead of like a chemical where it's like, maybe I don't want this all over me. What can you do? So going from like the most natural thing that I use to the most unnatural, I do use the Proactiv Original 3-Step, and I've used it since 8th grade. I remember in 8th grade, someone made fun of me because I had a zit on my face, and I went to my grandma, and I was all like, because my grandma is very much, you need to have clear skin, blah, blah, blah. And so when I break out, she kind of has a fit, because it's clearly my fault. I'm not doing everything I need to do. But, so that's why I went to her. I was like, I need Proactiv help. And so she got it for me, and I still use it now. I don't rely on it like I did as a teenager, and I think for teenage acne, it's very effective. I think teenage acne is a little bit easier to treat than adult acne, because it's kind of more straightforward, in my opinion. I'm not, you know, a dermatologist or anything, so that's totally a claim that I'm pulling out of thin air. But that's kind of how I feel about it. So Proactiv is great for teenage skin. And if you're acne prone and you're a teenager and you haven't tried Proactiv, I suggest trying it. I really do. I think it works for teenage skin. Once I got into like my 20s, like 19, 20, it wasn't quite as effective anymore, but I still like to keep it in my regimen just as sort of a bump up. So, like for example, when I know that I'm going to be breaking out because of my period, I sort of preemptively use Proactiv as like the 3-step system. But one of my complaints about it is all of the chemicals and the fact that it does make you susceptible to sun. So like it says, avoid unnecessary sun exposure and use a sunscreen when using this product. Fine, whatever. But we have the Renewing Cleanser, very beat up, which is like scrubby based. I don't know what the exfoliating element in here is, but it's like you feel it. It's textured. And then the toner, and then the lotion. So, I mean, as a 3-step, I think it's nice. Usually I'll just use, you know, one or the other, or however like I'm feeling. But again, like I said, if I know I'm going to be breaking out, I sort of treat it as a 3-step solution again. This I don't really like to use at the sink. I like to use it in the shower because I find that it's hard to sort of rinse all of the scrubby bits off. If I'm in the shower, I can sort of do it more effectively, but at the sink I kind of have to sit there and almost drown myself sometimes because I'm uncoordinated like that. But it's not a bad product. I do like the 3-step. I think they're effective. And I mean, you know, they've been like the #1 acne line for a really long time. And I think that's because it's effective, you know. So next on benzoyl peroxide land, because I believe Proactiv is a benzoyl peroxide based treatment, is, well, basically this is Persa-10 Gel by Clean&Clear, but this is the Target generic version because it was like $4 less, so hell yeah. This is 10% benzoyl peroxide, you guys. That's the highest percentage you can get without a prescription. And, oh, it acts like it, because I've seen people use this like all over one area, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to dry the hell out of your skin. And it really does. But as a spot treatment, so just on the dot. So like I have a little zit coming in like here. Yeah, right there. I don't know if you can really tell. But I'll put this just right on that spot. Nowhere else, just the spot, and it'll help like nobody's business. But again, susceptible to sun. So be careful. Okay, let's talk about masks. Masks. Okay, I love masks. They're so indulgent and you look foolish with them on. I already talked about the Cupcake one, but this big tub of stuff is the Queen Helene Mint Julep Mask. This is a classic. I think this is older, not this tube, but I think that this product is older than I am, and for good reason. I mean, it's like a classic mint mask. It's the original. It's a drugstore product. I remember using this in like elementary school before I even had acne, so there you go. But it's got the kaolin and bentonite, those clays, and then mint leaf oil, spearmint leaf oil, fragrance, blah blah blah, whatever. It's a big tub. Ugh, it smells like gum mixed with soap because it still smells like a cleanser, but minty goodness. I mean, you feel it, like your skin will tingle a little bit, and it's wonderful. And this really does dry out oil, and you know, I notice a difference in my pores after using it. They're a little bit smaller, and yeah, I mean, it dries out zits and stuff. It's wonderful. I dig it. And then also a new favorite. That one's an old favorite. This is a new favorite. It's the Freeman facial polishing mask with black sugar and charcoal. Charcoal and black sugar. Excuse me, I was backwards. This is so cool. So it's like a scrub. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's like a scrub texture, and you rub it on your face. You don't really like scrub it on yet. You just kind of slap it on all over. And then wait like 5 to 7 minutes, I think is what they say. I usually end up waiting too long because I forget. But then you kind of like rub it in like a scrub and exfoliate and then rinse it away. And oh my god, my skin feels so good after using this. Charcoal is supposed to absorb impurities. Sure. And then the black sugar is exfoliating. But I mean, my skin feels so soft after using this. And it smells very sweet. Soapy but sweet. They all smell like soap, but that's because they are. I really dig that. And I mean, it's a drugstore product. Both of those are drugstore face masks that you can get online or at Target or Walgreens or CVS or wherever these products are sold, you know, drugstore, whatever. Easy to access and cheap. Moisturizer. My moisturizer at the moment is the Bliss Fabulous Face Lotion with SPF 15. I was looking for a good lotion to use, good moisturizer to use as like a daytime, everyday sort of thing. Because I usually wear makeup with SPF in it. I like to bump up my SPF as much as possible in layers, but I don't always wear makeup. And so, especially with it getting more into summertime and a lot more sun exposure, I wanted to have a lotion I could put on every day that wasn't super greasy, wasn't super heavy, wasn't annoying, that had SPF so I have a little bit of protection. It says it's lightweight and non-greasy. It absorbs really well, but like most SPF moisturizers, I find that it does kind of leave a bit of a film. A little bit of powder offsets that, but again, if I'm not trying to wear makeup, it's kind of annoying. It says that it illuminates the skin. Sure, if you say so. But it's supposed to have vitamins, minerals, and omegas. And actually, it smells like citrus. Like, I opened it, and I was like, oh my god, this smells like oranges. Smell this. I made my sister smell it. She's like, yeah, I guess so. And I couldn't figure out why, but it has, like, citrus fruit acid stuff in it. I don't know. Probably to get your vitamins, vitamin C for your skin, which is a really good thing. But I do like it. I mean, it's no worse than any other SPF moisturizer I've ever used. So, I mean, you kind of have to accept the fact that you're going to be a little bit greasy, a little bit shiny, look like you're wearing SPF. But, I mean, it's important to wear SPF, so just freaking do it. Hello. This is kind of a random product. But, Tarte Maracuja Oil. I really like this. I have oily skin, but even if you have oily skin, oils are still a good thing. Oil gets rid of oil, breaks it down, so it can help if you have oily skin to help sort of regulate it. I like using this at night, and I do like a drop for my forehead, a drop for each cheek, so like 2 drops, and then a drop for my chin and maybe 1 for my neck depending on how I'm feeling. Rub it in. It absorbs really quickly, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing, or it doesn't look like I have oil on my skin. It looks like my skin is just kind of hydrated, a little bit greasy, but not like, oh, you just slapped oil all over your face. Really like it. It doesn't break me out. It's good to use if my skin needs a little bit of a boost. So like if it's feeling kind of dull or if it's a little bit extra dry, that really helps to sort of remedy that. So I dig it. It's expensive, but I mean, I've been using this now maybe like once a week or so for a couple months. And I mean, because you really don't, I mean, a full thing, like that's not even noticeable. So like maybe a full little dropper is for my face. 1, 2, 3, 4, less than. So I mean, this is gonna probably last me forever until it breaks down, which actually I don't know how long that'll be, so find out, I guess. And then I guess last would be my eye treatments. Again, you know, I'm a young individual, but there's nothing wrong with attacking aging now. So I like the Tarte Maracuja Sea Brighter eye treatment. It's a lotion with vitamin C. Most eye creams have vitamin C in them for brightening purposes. This one I like to use during the day to sort of moisturize that area. It doesn't have SPF. I'm looking for a good one, a good eye cream that has SPF, just to sort of help during the day because that skin's very sensitive. I don't like using, you know, like a big moisturizer there because of the delicate nature of the skin, but I think it's important to have SPF there. This one doesn't, but I still like it during the day just to keep everything hydrated and nice and happy. But for night, I like the Dermalogica Multivitamin Power Firm. And this is for the eye and lip area. I don't usually use it on my lips, but I use it around my eyes. It's supposed to combat visible lines with vitamins, blah, 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 whatever. It smells like this weird, fruity sweetness thing that I cannot describe properly, but it's weird, but not bad. But it's like very memory jogging for me, and I don't know why. But, I mean, I don't know if it works. I have youthful skin right now, and you know, by the time I'm 50, if my eyes still look nice, it could just be genetics, it could be good diet, it could be a number of things, or it could be this, but I'll really have no way of knowing. So I'm just going to use it and hope for the best, you know? But that's a lot of products. And I have other ones that aren't favorites that I'm still, you know, in the process of trying, or I just kind of like. These are really things that, like, I run out, I buy more because I love them. Except for the Bliss one that I'm still working on. But I'm sure, I mean, it was pretty cheap. So I think this is probably going to be like my go-to daytime face lotion with SPF. So, yeah. Wow. That's a lot of things. I love skincare. I think skincare is important. So, there you go. If you have favorites that I don't know about yet, you should let me know. And yeah, I mean, if you have skin like me and you haven't tried some of these, maybe you should. That's really the only way to find out what skincare products work for you, is just trial and error, which sucks and can be expensive and annoying, but I mean, it really is the only way, because even if someone has like skin identical to mine, doesn't mean that they're going to benefit from the same products as me. So you just have to see what's out there and try them out and hope for the best. And that's why I have so many things. Alright, I guess that's all I got. So